Kia ora everybody, Chris Farhi here, Bayleys Insights and Data team. We've got Ankur Dakwale talking about the biggest news in New Zealand real estate. Ankur, what have we got this week?
Yeah, so this week we've got the latest building consents data from Stats New Zealand, the supply of homes for sale by realestate.co.nz, sample of recent commercial sales around New Zealand, content from our global partner Knight Frank, and of course the property of the week.
So first things first, we've got the supply of homes for sale from realestate.co.nz, and this sort of showed a spring surge, but pretty sort of usual levels of new listings. So Ankur, what have we got in there?
Yeah, so we've had about 26,000 homes for sale at the end of September. Now this was down on the same time last year, but similar to a typical pre-pandemic year. So we can see that it's kind of coming back into its own. 9,500 new listings during September, similar to last year, but lower than a typical September in a pre-pandemic year. So we've got the stock levels are the same, but newer listings coming to the market were lower than a typical pre-pandemic year.
And then we also had the latest building consent data from Stats NZ. So this is homes consented for construction. So what have we got there?
Yeah, so we've kind of been tracking this over the year. So we've had about 40,000 new homes consented in the 12 months to September. 24,000 of these are multi-unit homes. Now these are down 15% on a year-on-year basis, while we had 17,000 standalone homes, which are down 27% on year-on-year basis.
Regional stats showed most of the main cities had a similar drop-off in activity. Doesn't seem to be any particular place that's getting hammered any worse than others. So yeah, but I guess that fits into that wider discussion around the pipeline of new housing is getting tighter against surging migration. So yeah, should be some interesting times over the next year or two in the market. Next up, the team at Bayleys Commercial has launched the latest Total Property magazine. So this is Total Property 8 for the year, the last edition for this year. This has 131 commercial properties for sale across New Zealand, which I think is one of the largest issues ever, which is exciting. And Ankur, some articles within there as well.
Yes, there's some articles which include Turning the Corner, which is a general overview of the market. We've got Hard Ground Green Shoots, which is a reflection of 2023. Capital Controls, which looks at when investors will re-engage within the market. And the last one we have is Space in Between, which is an update on the office occupier market.
Yeah, cool. And if you did want to get a copy of that magazine, either check out the ebook using the link in the description or contact your preferred Bayleys agent to get a hard copy of the magazine, which is pretty exciting. Next up, we've got our weekly sales snapshot. So the snapshot's powered by the team at Bayleys Commercial with a sample of recent sales from Total Property listings. So sort of on theme for the week. Ankur, first off, we've got one in Kaitaia.
Yeah, this one's real interesting. It's 237 Commerce Street in Kaitaia. Now this is finger licking good investment. 202 square meters floor area on 1,404 square meters land area. Now if you haven't got it yet, it's leased to KFC with a final expiry in 2050. And this was sold for 1.37 million or a 6.42% yield by Leah Polly, Dickie Berman and Mike Hulker from Bayleys Bay of Islands and Bayleys Auckland.
Yeah, it's a nice investment. And then we've got 61 Leonard Road in Mount Wellington. Impressive industrial, 1,000 square metres of floor area on 1,618 square metres of land. Excellent location with close proximity to major roads. Sold with vacant possession for 4.25 million or about 4,250 per square metre on floor area. They were sold by James Hill, James Valentine and Sadil Bana from Bayleys South Auckland.
And last up, we have 20 Pereita Drive in Rolleston down in Christchurch, and that's a sought after industrial land. 4,141 square meters of industrial land located close to SH1 and inland ports. It was sold for $1,449,350 or $350 per square meter, and it was sold by Nico Stipe from Bayleys in Christchurch.
Yeah, it's got a little piece of land there, and I think that was one of our property of the week.
Yeah, for a couple of videos ago we did that, so good to see it sell.
Yeah, 100%, yeah, and good price on that one. And then next up, going offshore, our global partner Knight Frank released their latest build to rent update for the UK. And so Ankur, what have we got in this?
Yes, they've headlined this slowing investment volumes but ahead of historic averages. Now this shows that the BTR investment has slowed down in 2023 across the UK as our debt funding becomes more difficult with interest rates rising. But they've also noticed that there's an imbalance in terms of the rentals. So we've got rents increased in BTR by 8.4% compared to 5.7% in the private rental sector. So you can see that there's more BTR supply than is what's needed in the UK. Supply is increasing, but is not fast enough.
And then finally, to wrap up, we've got our property of the week, and these are sampled from the latest Total Property 8 magazine. Ankur, what have you got?
Yeah, so I have 4A, 4B, Birdwood, Crescent, and Parnell in Auckland. This is unsurpassed Parnell landholding. It's a large 1,910 square meters site, fab zoned with existing buildings, including a substantial church and an adjoining hall. So if you want to learn more about this, please get in touch with Mike Adams, Gerald Rundle, or John Paul Smith from Bayleys Commercial.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then I've got the Tauranga Crossing Lifestyle Centre. This is a rare multinational tenant covenant. It's got 6,530 square metres of floor area on 16,473 square metres of land. Best-in-class retail centre, well positioned to benefit from Tauranga's growth. If you want to learn more about this one, contact Ryan Johnson, Jason Seymour, or Brendan Bradley from Bayleys Commercial. Well, that's it. We'll wrap it up here. So thanks very much, Ankur.
Thanks, Chris.
And we'll see you next time. See ya.